Sri Akal and Adab. This is your host and host, Mr. Bond, welcoming you back to Mutual Funds for All, No Age Limit. We have Vikash one more time and his set of queries. Vikash, what's on your mind this week?
So my mind keeps going back to my question about my erosion of my capital.
Correct.
I'm quite concerned that, with what the discussion that I've had with you, I'm concerned about whether my investment in the
during your own lifetime,
whatever I've done in the equity market with the SIPs.
Correct.
I'm concerned about the erosion of that capital. I mean, in the coming times when I need the money most.
Sure. So as I've said, first and foremost, you should not be in pure equity because that can erode capital by a big margin.
Yeah.
So we are recommending you to get into a conservative asset class, which is dynamic asset allocation fund, to start with. Mm-hmm. Number two, unfortunately, we do not treat financial assets as multi-generation assets. When you buy jewelry, do you look at the price of that jewelry on a day-to-day basis?
No, we don't.
When you buy a property, do you ever discuss about with your family that the property prices have gone through the roof? Let's sell that property. Let's get into a rented accommodation and we'll buy it back when markets come down. It doesn't happen because you treat these assets as multi-generation assets.
True.
When you start treating financial assets also as multi-generation assets, whether you leave behind 95 lakhs, 1 crore or 1.5 crores is the concern of the beneficiary. It's not your concern. Then your kids have another 25, 30, 40 years more to go, which they can carry that forward, and generation thereafter can carry that forward, and so on and so forth.
Interesting.
So when you start thinking in terms of multi-generation assets, including financial assets like mutual fund units, etc., then you will stop thinking about this erosion of capital.
Okay.
Because your intention is to, as I said, inflation beating returns, so that during your lifetime you can enjoy your whatever you've really worked hard for.
Wow.
Does that make sense to you?
Yes, absolutely. I get it. I understand. Thank you. I really appreciate your session. It's very interesting, and you make things very simple. And some complex questions in our mind, you solve it in a very nicely, and I appreciate it, and thank you for bringing me to your show.
Thank you so much.
Lots of good luck to you and your team.
Thank you Vikash, for being on the show. Again, to the viewers, please treat financial assets as multi-generation assets and not as your own generation asset, because this can be carried forward for the beneficiaries also, just like property, just like jewelry. Thank you so much. This is your host and host, Mr. Bond, signing off. See you next week. Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme related documents carefully.